You can't make this stuff up, folks. Leslie Headland, the showrunner for The Acolyte, the next Star Wars live-action show on Disney+, well, she says that it's based on Frozen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Show, where we are having just a dandy of a time, even if Star Wars is crashing hard. Derek Anderson, the DA, joins us today. Derek, how are you?
Doing good, Pro. Man, got another good one for me today, I see.
Folks, this one's hard to believe. It's just, I mean, listen, we cover some zany stuff. We cover some crazy stuff. This one takes the cake. This is really something. So for everybody out there who doesn't know, joining us brand new maybe, first of all, welcome aboard if you are brand new. If this is your first time watching the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But Leslie Headland is the former personal assistant to one Mr. Weinstein. Somehow, Kathleen Kennedy and the Lucasfilm crew decided she was the person to helm Star Wars. And you're not going to believe the pitch. You're not going to believe the pitch. Let's get to this. This is the article out of thatparkplace.com. If you're not yet bookmarked to thatparkplace.com, what are you doing? By John Trent, editor-in-chief. The Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland implies the show is a lesbian series with a Star Wars veneer. I think this headline, Derek, is actually nicer than what's going to happen. Get ready, folks. We're going to play it. We're going to play you the clip. You can hear her talk about this. Leslie Headland says that The Acolyte is based on Frozen, which she believes to be alphabet soup. A resurfaced interview Leslie Headland gave at Star Wars Celebration last year sees the showrunner implying that her series is a lesbian show with a Star Wars veneer. X-user Beer Burp 23, what a name.
That's a great name.
It is a great name, in which Headland states, "When I saw Frozen as a grown blank woman, I cried through the entire movie." Folks, that's when you go call the psychiatrist. There was just something about the relationship between the sisters, the like de-villainization of the classic kind of fairy tale bad guy, the concept of true love being between two sisters and not a hetero relationship. It just destroyed me completely. You know what? Let's just play it. Let's hear it from her words.
Let's
get
get
the lead actress right beside her. Here we go, Derek, and then I want your take on this. This is
you got it.
When I saw Frozen as a grown ass woman, I cried through the entire movie. There was just something about the relationship between the sisters, the like de-villainization of the classic kind of fairy tale bad guy, the concept of true love being between two sisters and not a heterosexual relationship. Like it just destroyed me completely. And I thought, gosh, I would love to make something like this that is, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning it's something that like my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person.
Gotcha.
But I would have been able to understand as a queer person. And I think I would have had a completely different life.
Might not have been the personal assistant to one of the most devious criminals in the history of the world.
And so I really was inspired by it and was like, God, I would love to make a story like this. And so when I was developing this original idea to pitch to Kathleen, I thought, well, it can't just be that, when you're pitching Star Wars, you have to pull from what, George.
All right. We may play the last few seconds, but I got to stop there because it's funny to me, Derek. Leslie was hired at a time when nobody was being hired at Disney, and she says that she pitched straight to Kathleen. Something's going on. But Derek, okay, we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Star Wars. This is a woman who apparently cried uncontrollably when she watched Frozen, a film for 5-year-olds. She cried like a baby. Didn't cry over all those women with Harvey, but she cried over Frozen, gosh darn it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was her inspiration for Star Wars. Derek, where are we if Frozen is the Frozen is the inspiration for Star Wars?
It's where we've been when it comes to this franchise, and the person running the ship, Kathleen Kennedy, if she took this pitch and she decided, oh, this is the perfect pitch for Star Wars. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and run with Frozen. Okay. This is the idea that this woman came to Kathleen Kennedy's desk with. You know, Kathleen Kennedy has been turning away all kinds of guys left, right, and center that said, hey, I got a great pitch for Star Wars. I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life. This is what she decided to go with. Frozen in Star Wars. And pay attention to a couple of the things that she said in this little quick clip. She said she was interested in the de-villainization, okay? You know, the de-villainization of the bad guy. And that's exactly what she's going to do in The Acolyte. George Lucas described Star Wars as the classic good versus evil. We know who the good guys are. We know who the bad guys are. There's no de-villainization. Okay?
What's the hero say in this trailer, Derek? What's the hero say in the trailer? It's not about good or evil. It's power. And who, So this lines up perfectly.
Yeah, this is who she is. She, as a villain herself, if you will, all right, marching little young ladies up to Harvey Weinstein's desk. She probably loves the idea of villainizing. Yeah, I don't want to be a villain. Let's de-villainize. Oh, they're just misunderstood. You know, all of these poor villains. They're just misunderstood. We really don't understand what really makes them tick. Let's dig deep into these guys and let's de-villainize them. That's what Leslie Headland is all about. It sickens me. Okay, Star Wars, it's a classic tale, mythology, teaching right lessons to young boys and girls. All right. George Lucas said it was written for boys, but it's also a good message for young ladies as well. Hey, you know, there's good and evil in this world. Here's how you fight against it. Leslie Headland, she wants to destroy all of that. And then she wants to turn it into, I guess, a fairy tale in her own mind. A lesbian. I just don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand how this happened.
Frozen.
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe I do understand
that Frozen was a lesbian tale. What, Disney hired this woman? What do you think Disney thinks about her being out there being like, oh yeah, this is 100% queer.
Yeah, we're gonna run with this. Yeah, and this is again part of the problem. Here's a part of the problem, Pro, is that you have ideologues running the ship. Okay, you have ideologues running Star Wars and Disney and Marvel instead of actual storytellers. So when you come up to, you know, Kathleen Kennedy's desk and you have an idea for Star Wars, oh, well, what's the agenda part of it? You know, give me the agenda. I don't care about, you know, this being a good, entertaining story, you know, that many kids and families and everywhere can really dig into, like what George Lucas gave us. No. I need to know where's the agenda in this story. Okay, oh, we're going to de-villainize the villains and we're going to make this into a, you know, a lesbian, I guess, you know, fairy tale of some sort. Oh, okay, great. Let's go with that. That's where we are with Star Wars right now. It's no mystery why the trailer itself is getting absolutely destroyed, absolutely wrecked on social media right now, because everybody knows what this thing is all about.
Well, absolutely. And Derek, what I would say too is, can you imagine the pitch? Can you imagine that you go into Kathleen Kennedy's office and she says, okay, I hear you want to make a pitch and you're going to base this show off of a movie that you've seen that really touched you. What's the movie? Is it 12 Angry Men? Is it Citizen Kane? You know, what could it be? And you're like, I cried from beginning to end when I saw Frozen. I want to make Anna and Elsa in space. I mean, can you imagine this? And all the great you know, ideas that might come to Kathleen Kennedy's desk, and this is the pitch that Kathy said, gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, she wasn't supposed to hire anyone, but she hired Leslie Headland. Okay, there was a hiring freeze going on at that moment. This is the pitch that she decided to run with. You know, when everything was supposed to be on pause during the pandemic, hey, we got to get this one. You know, this is classic Kathleen Kennedy. I have no doubt in my mind that this thing is going to flop right on its face. And you know what? It deserves it. It deserves it because you've taken the classic, you know, tale, the mythology that George Lucas created, and you've ran it into the ground. You've absolutely destroyed it. They've been doing that since, you know, they purchased Disney back in 2012. You know, I always remind myself of how big Star Wars was at that time. Okay. You look at the
phenomenon.
When you look at the box office for The Force Awakens, and I'm just talking about the domestic box office, Pro, that is a record that may never, ever be broken. Okay. It's close to $1 billion. No film, not even Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame have come close to The Force Awakens. That tells you how powerful that franchise was at that time in history. In 2015,
shows the goodwill that existed too, Derek. It shows the goodwill that fans that they just wanted good Star Wars. They were willing to
all they wanted.
give
They wanted
money
their
hand over
classic
fist
heroes
for good
back.
Star Wars.
They wanted the classic heroes back. They wanted Luke. They wanted Han. They wanted Leia. They wanted them all to come back and have one final adventure. When Han walks onto the Falcon and says, "Chewie, we're home," we were all home. Okay,
Yep.
we're finally back. Yes, I can't wait to get into this movie. This looks amazing. And look where Star Wars is at right now. You know, a dozen years later, after that moment.
203,000 dislikes to 140,000 likes, and it's growing and growing and growing. Because, Derek, because people like Flash, this channel as well, we highlighted this, and once people realized, oh my gosh, you know, this is working. You know, you got to think, when you click that dislike button, the average person, 99% of people will never see the dislike number. You have to have a special extension on your browser to see it. So the fact that people are interested in clicking the dislike button and that it was already getting ratioed, well, now that people know that, now people are all on board. They're like, oh, I can make my voice heard. You better believe I'm going to do it. And so it's getting to that point. I want to take a look real quick at the rest of this article. Of course, thatparkplace.com. You know, she says it can't just be like, well, I'm referencing, especially if you're going to set something during the High Republic, end of High Republic into prequels, you don't have the Skywalker saga. You can't reference a character that was created by George and or Filoni. You have to create your own new characters. She doesn't even mention Favreau. Favreau is the one who made all the cool characters that we were willing to give a chance on Disney Plus until Filoni came in and started taking over. I think this is amazing to me. She elaborated. This is amazing. This is from May 2023. It is sort of a joke, but it was my elevator pitch to Kathy. I want to take that revisionist version of female villains that you see in fairy tale media and tell it through that lens. Geez, Louise. Oh, she talked about Ursula and the Little Mermaid. Oh, this is going to be, it's a dandy of a thing. You know what? Let's make Rapunzel in space. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't know.
I mean, again, you're going back to what is Star Wars? What was Star Wars always meant to be? Star Wars was meant to be a mythology, okay? Something that, you know, George was handing to, you know, children of this generation. Timeless, you know, across all generations, really. Timeless. You know, a story that you could tell over and over and over again, and it never gets old. And the original trilogy, it never gets old. We love revisiting the story of Luke Skywalker, you know, going through everything he had to go through, redeeming his father at the end, you know, and saving the galaxy. That's the story of Star Wars. And there's so many other types of mythologies that you could have spun off and told. But what she decided to do, let me go into this, you know, de-villainization of, you know, terrible villains. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, and she clings on to the Sith, and she wants to, you know, let's take a look at.
She relates with them pretty well.
She does. That's what I'm saying. She's a villain. She's a villain. Yeah. She clearly is a villain. She understands the villain probably better than anybody, you know, thanks to her time with Harvey Weinstein. So you have that. You have this type of person making Star Wars. I mean, what do you expect to get from her but this type of nonsense? This is exactly what I would expect to get from her. I've been covering this and I've been discussing this at length, you know, in regards to what kind of a show are we going to get, you know, and what I really dislike is the fact, and I believe it's in this article or maybe it's in a different article where she discusses that, you know, the Jedi themselves, okay, that they were wrong, okay, that their philosophies and their ideology, that the Jedi is wrong. Not that the Jedi were, you know, maybe slightly, you know, misunderstanding what was happening, maybe a little blind, maybe a little myopic. No, their philosophy was altogether wrong. And maybe the bad guys are the ones that were misunderstood. Maybe the bad guys are the ones that were the underdogs. She says that. Yeah, there we go. She thinks the Sith are the underdogs. Okay. And that these are the guys that, you know, maybe we should be rooting for. You know, do you see what I'm saying when I talk about this woman is making a mockery of George Lucas's vision and his creation as a timeless mythology for children, for adults everywhere, for people to learn something from, okay? No, she wants to make a mockery out of it. This is why I really despise this entire show, you know, and I hope that this thing absolutely falls flat on its face. You know, now we'll have to see, you know, what the show looks like. Hey, maybe she's done an amazing job in creating it, but I have all the doubts in the world about that, just seeing what she's laying out in front of us.
I'm stuck reviewing it, you know, but you know, Derek, and credit to thatparkplace.com. You mentioned an article, and I thought, I know where to get that. We pulled that straight back up.
That's right. Yeah, listen, John does an amazing job, by the way. You know, I go to his articles all the time for content. He's an amazing writer. He does an amazing job covering this stuff. Shout out John F. Trent. Love you, guy.
But you know, this is so ridiculous. I mean, it's hard to believe it's reality.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. It's like if someone came in to Mattel and said, "We're going to make a Barbie movie," and they said, "Okay, well, what's your pitch for the Barbie movie?" And they said, "Well, I watched this TV show back in the day, and I cried like a baby from the beginning to the end." And they said, "Oh, was it a Barbie thing? Was it Polly Pocket, Rainbow Bright?" And they said, "No, He-Man. I want to make a He-Man movie inside the Barbie franchise." It's like,
I thought you were going to say the
Kennedy.
A-Team.
Yeah, well, that would work too.
The
Mr. T and Barbie. I'd go for that team up. But yeah, the only person on the planet is Kathleen Kennedy, who would hear that and go, "Great idea. I pity the fool who doesn't like this idea. Let's do it."
Again, folks,
this is nuts.
Is there any wonder why Star Wars is at the bottom of the ocean right now? Okay. Is there any wonder why they've taken the greatest film franchise in the history of franchises and they've ran it all the way to the bottom of the ocean? Okay. Sitting at the literal bottom of the ocean right now. I don't think there's anywhere for Star Wars to go. I don't think they can get any lower at this point. There's always a possibility, I guess.
Other than Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland, is there anybody on the planet who went and saw Frozen and walked out of the theater and said, "Star Wars, that should be in Star Wars"?
That's what I see. I see a Star Wars movie in my future based off of this. No, I don't think there's anybody that saw that. But again, what do you expect from people that have ruined one of the greatest franchises of all time? You expect this. All right. You've come to expect this. Sadly and unfortunately, this is where we are in this day and age in 2024. And boy, I mean, what do we have to look forward to now from this franchise? What are they going to do with Mandalorian and Grogu? They're probably going to wreck what little,
this
goodwill there is
Derek.
With that.
This is a laughing stock. This isn't even something that's relevant. We've dropped out of irrelevancy, and now it's just mockery. I mean, you can't.
Right.
I mean, this shouldn't even be reality that we're talking about. Oh, I saw Frozen, and that inspired me to make a Star Wars, and Kathleen loved it. I mean, this is bat cuss crazy, man.
Yep.
This is nuts.
Kathleen jumped all over it. Say, "Oh yeah, perfect idea. Let's run with this." Okay, how much money do you need? Let's hire all the best talent. I just
do a monster truck, event, and you get there and they've decided, no, we're going to swap it out with unicycles. Everybody's on a unicycle. You guys will love it. Trust us. What are they pumping through the vents in Lucasfilm, man?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, cut it out. It's illegal. I guarantee you, it's illegal. Whatever is in Kathleen's office, it was in Leslie's at one point as well, folks. Different kind of illegal. All right, folks, that's it for today. But I do want to say that Derek is on the cusp of a major milestone. Derek, tell the folks out there what you are about to do with your channel, which the vast majority of YouTube channels out there never, ever reach.
Well, I'm closing in on 10,000 subscribers. As we are recording this video, I'm approximately about 500 subscribers away. And a lot of this is due to the WDW Pro family. You guys are great. You've come in, you've supported, you've subscribed, you've shared my videos. So I really want to thank every last one of you WDW supporters, WDW Pro supporters. You guys have meant the world to my channel. And so, yes, I'm closing in on 10,000, getting ready to open up some memberships. I'm excited about that. I'm not sure what else we're going to do. We're definitely going to celebrate 10,000 once it happens. Pro, of course, you're invited. Jonas J. Campbell's invited. And then all of you out there are absolutely invited. It's a little nervous for me, but I'm excited at the same time. I can't wait to see what happens after 10K.
Well, Derek, you are on an exponential curve. You are gaining speed, not slowing down. You are racing past 10K, not crawling past it. And I have a feeling many more milestones are on the way. I've said since the very beginning of finding you through Echo Base Network that you are truly an up-and-comer. And folks, if you're not yet subscribed, it's time. Get over and subscribe. Get Derek over 10K, and you can say that you were part of the beginning of someone who is going to be very well known in the future. Folks, also, help us out with this video right here. If you would be so kind and inclined, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. Maybe you'd like to write some parodies for us. Take some of those Frozen songs and turn them into Star Wars, and who knows, they might appear in Season 2 of The Acolyte, because they're just dumb enough they would make it. All right, folks, we are out for today, but the Pro Show is live Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for a special edition, because one, Former Disney CEO Bob Chapek is speaking, and we've got the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire Honest Review on the way. Don't miss it if you're watching this video today. It's coming on your way very soon. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
What? What?
I just I put out a tweet of a fat minority with a booger in her nose, and I said, "This is an empowered woman." And Katako retweeted it.
You don't have your own X account, do you?
Oh, well, I actually created it a while ago. The greatest troll I've pulled off in a long time. Do you know how many things I've secretly tanked?
Oh gosh, I hope not. That would make me legally culpable. But, what are you talking about?
Sweet Baby Inc.
Huh?
Yep. I'm the...
Shut up.
I'm the CEO. Yeah, no, seriously, look, this is my profile picture. Everyone's just AI. It's great. I'm so excited to gaslight everyone and see what they're gonna like next because they think it's socially obligated.
Wait, so you're... No way, you're
Yep.
the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc.?
Maybe. But first, you should see the jewelry company I created.
We're gonna get sued. Oh.
It's yeah, it's gonna be good.